Hi, do you know that 90% of all markets are operated by smart money? Learn to think like smart money. Use volume spread analysis. Invest or trade by following the smart money. iVSAchart analytics will 1. Identify exactly when to buy, when to sell, and what to buy and avoid. 2. Maximize profits and minimize risks. And 3. Give trading or investing edge you need now. Try it now. Free trial available.
Alright, hello everybody, welcome to the Friday iVSA chart clinic. As usual, in this chart clinic, we try to showcase to you and promote the iVSA chart as a part of your trading tools that you must have to look at the market. So in here, what we want to do is look at a couple of stocks as well, give you an update using the iVSA chart to show you how effective you are. As you can see, many of you who is attending this are already iVSA members. So this one is going to be a very brief, is to convince those people who is not perhaps to relook into iVSA and how you can help you to make consistent return in here. The real stuff we will discuss on the Wednesday webinar, which is from 8 to 8:45, and you usually get an email from us once you become a paid subscriber. So if you're not a paid subscriber yet, do consider that, and that's where we want to be doing the great stuff. Okay, hi Carol. Okay, so everybody here is from the Wednesday session, right? So am I correct? Yeah, most of you are from the Wednesday, yeah, almost everybody except for Mr. Wan. Okay, we're trying to get Mr. Wan into the bandwagon. Mr. Wan is with me for the last 3 years, and we wanted to get him to the iVSA chart, but it's a tough call. But let's keep trying. Okay, now let's look at the iVSA chart. Let me do a bit of an update here. First of all, this is the futures. We have futures chart and also CPO chart already in the iVSA. In the scheme of all things, we're pretty, of course, people say sometimes it's cherry picking, right? We have uptrust, market go higher. A lot of them people were caught here, but then we have a 2-bar reversal. Immediately, the 2-bar reversal came in, and the market continued to go down. We got spring here, okay, SP, which actually is a sign of strength. Market supposed to follow up higher, but it did not. That proves you the trend is still pretty much, and then eventually we got this long trend. Now if you look back, go back to as far back as 1 year, a little bit of outlook. I'll show you 1 year. You can pretty much determine how long this let's go back 2 years. Okay, 2 years here, and next I want to look at the chart. You can see how long was typically when the market turned bearish. The shortest one was this part here, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So we got 13 weeks. So now we just turn bearish, so like 13 more weeks. So that almost come down to probably end of July or August. So it'll be interesting to see if the market can reverse. You can't hear me, only you or Carol. How about the rest? Okay, please check your earphone. Okay, please check your earphone. Let me check my side in here, because if people can't hear me, they will probably be complaining. Okay, testing 1 2 3. All right, how about the rest? Yep, rest is okay. Now it's better. So just check your earphone in here. A little bit of technicality. So so you look at the spot month, we do see spring in here. This one hasn't been updated yet. As I said before, today we did see one weekly chart that goes down to 1705 in here, which is around here. So my call is that we were likely to test the 1700 level in here. But what's on the good side, we've been 1 2 3 4 5 6. We're very close. I know last week I did say we are quite close when we are 1690 in here, but the market's going to turn down. It just take time to market to switch this back into the far side in here, right? Even that we were still able to find. I just did my closing bell for the premium members of the Traders Truth Review, and you probably got those stocks in here. I'm not going to talk about in here, but perhaps look at the line change. Those of you who have a line change, you could see in here a very nice one. We got this is the 25th, so 25th in here. Let's look at Hoverboard. You can see Hoverboard has a nice line change here, so you can see I think today it did goes up and come back down to perhaps you can run the this one in here, the lifetime. This is the real-time chart. The iVSA chart normally get updated about 7:30, 8 o'clock, but let's look at Hevia, okay, which is 5093. Okay, I will look at some of your stocks later on. Okay, just want to show you the line change did work. Okay, K 5093. Am I correct? Yep. Not correct lah. I have to look for the one with 5095. Okay, 5095. Okay, 5095. Now remember, we don't normally do stock pick in here. I keep it for the premium member. Yeah, you go. Yes, the market did go higher, right? It does look like an uptrust, but again, we have to allow for the market to go up. Don't forget, today is a very bearish market. Market was going lower, and you could see should able to see some 2-bar reversal, but it did not. Meaning, smart money did want to push up, but eventually you have to move sideways. Volume was lower, which is maybe a good thing. But if you took out this volume, remember last Wednesday we did talk about the iVSA training. We talked about the volume in here. So use that volume to confirm whether the trade or not. If you don't have to trade, which is fine too, because market's looking terribly bearish as far as we go on here. A lot of rate in here. Okay. So what I want to do now is those of you who have subscribed and you pick some stocks, you want me to look at it, or some existing stock pick which was given by your broker, reminder, analyst, I'm happy to sort of answer that. So I keep the next 10 to 15 minutes just looking at the stocks that you have. That will be much better. Although I've seen a few which is pretty good one on the Singapore side and Hong Kong side, but I will share that later once we bring the SGX. We have SGX and also Australian ASX already up, so that brings a lot of potential in here. So look at some of the stocks you want me to look at. Okay, Handal. All right, great. Let's look at Handal. Oh, Handal will be yesterday, isn't it? Today you probably see resources. Okay, I think you did ask the same thing too. Handal breakup, of course. Line change was here. Right, if you look at the line change, this one volume was 17, this was what 11, wasn't that great, but this was a convincing one. No follow through on the upside market. You got to take up the higher one here. If you look back in here, this was the high volume in here. Handal technically should verify as the one to go, but you don't. When we went up, smart money say, let's look at it today. For interest, I do. Is Handal one of those water team play? Would you all know? Yep, see, again same thing too, right? Close it up in here. It's trying to close this gap. This is a gap up. Normally gap up, we want to see take up the high, it's going to go, but judging from the weak market that we see, this one is just going to be moving sideways in here. Use the ATR stops. I don't think you'll be out yet. Remember, as the market becoming weak, we will see a lot more of these so-called sideways moving in here. Today's volume is 17.6. Let's look at this volume here, okay, which is 1,006 only. Am I correct? No, 1,006. Small amount, okay. So we do see some sort of possible test. Okay, be great if I can bring things up. Okay, let's look at another stocks. Okay, let's look at another stocks in there, if you don't mind. All right. This was a nice one. You got test, confirm, and then the market just sort of move up nicely here. Okay. Okay, Penta. Okay, let's look. Hey, Penta was one of the stocks we talked about much earlier. I think this was brought out too. I think last week we did talk about this. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Brian. So we have here, you can see market did try to break higher in here. Volume was there, move sideways here. As I said before, market was weak. You can see volume diminishes. I'm not surprised market actually dipped back to 72, 74 cents. I don't know, but most important, volume must be down. Let's look at Penta now. Okay, I've not seen Penta for today. Yep. Okay, dip lower and volume was low. Okay, it did hold up like a lot of market in here because it goes up, try to break back down, and a lot of weakness we are seeing there unless it's not related in here. Okay, again, if you switch on to the ATR stop loss, I don't think you're out yet, so you got to give a bit, especially in bad time, you got to give a bit more room. Or a lot of people, as I was talking to a lot of they are just playing the 3-day contra only. That's about it. Most people are playing 3-day contra and chabot only. Right? Hard to make money, I can tell you, with the current market situation we have. Last week we did talk about one of the stocks I bought was VS. B.S. I can tell you, I think tomorrow after I say this, this is likely to sell down. There you go. You got uptrust already. So a lot of people ask me, if you say uptrust, do I sell or not? It's a personal preference. If you follow the trading rule that you have as an iVSA subscriber, you can see the stop loss in here is 436, or at least your setup bar, or where your support is, which is around 444. Okay, so it's basically much of a personal preference in here, or you can load back up in here. The last is 450. Okay, market is going through a lot of volatility. Now remember, when the market broke higher on this, there was a lot of good results in here, and I think some of you may know Mr. Kuhn, which is a big so-called activist syndicate, have a lot of these stocks. Okay, so that would be interesting to see how this thing pans up. Any more stocks you want me to look at? Okay, makes my job easier. I'm not going to cover much of the so-called theory or things to look at for that one. Normally we do that on the Wednesday one, a few things in here, unless you have a specific question about trading plan, but those things you can actually read them. But I want to cover some stocks that you want me to look at. Stock pick, you can actually pick it up from the 18-day line change here. We also have tests. Someone did ask me about I think Miko. Okay, but let's look at the stocks that you have, which is much better. Okay, Jason, look at Seng. Okay, let's look at Seng here. Seng, okay, TEO. Seng Capital 7252. Okay, Seng here, market did broke below here, the ATR stop loss. So meaning you should be out, right? You got test in here, right? And then the market couldn't go here. So I'm not surprised Seng actually broke lower, because once you have test, market go lower here, we might see this thing break down to 160. Am I correct now? I haven't seen the chart yet. So 7252, let's look at it, whether I'm right now. 72552. 7252. Yep, did break lower. See? But you will ask, break lower, but it is a so-called tested lower, but it did close higher. Well, it's a personal call, as I said before. Once you hit through an ATR stop loss, you don't want to be in here, cut, and just move on to the next one in here. Because normally when you get a test, once the test is confirmed, the market goes higher. Like here we see tests, okay, go through lower. You see this was a test, right? Then market go lower and then sort of break down. So test, break down 160, you can go on and go on. You got uptrust here, okay. No doubt you have a lot of strength coming in here, but this strength could not be confirmed. Market continue to go lower. Then you can look at the trend. You also switch to a weekly chart, right? You can also see we got uptrust, broke through the ATR stop loss here. Looks like going downtrend, and we also have the weekly trend in here. Everything looking very, very bearish in here. Time to perhaps move on to the next stocks. Okay. Any other stocks you want me to look at, right? How about those people who is new, first time? Tuan Faisal, okay? Right, we got Nansol. Hi Lenny, good to see you. Okay, Angie, these are new people. Any stocks you want me to look at? You might know that this is so-called more of a chart clinic. Reason why we don't go through the basic stuff. The basic stuff, if you are interested, you might do one of these in the webinar, but nowadays I just want to cover some stocks just to keep you interested in here. Go log in as a trial user. Those of you who are new, watch the video that you have and then send us some question here. Hovid, okay, Tuan, okay, Hovid. Oh yeah, Lenny, I'll take a look at that. Okay. Now you can see a lot of weakness, 1 2 3, a lot of strength, so a lot of fighting up and down. So you got test in here, market couldn't go lower. I'm not surprised today, Hovid also moved a bit lower. Now test is one of the most powerful so-called bars. Okay, Hovid, yep, okay, also go lower in here, 50 cents in here, tested lower here. Right, does that mean you sell? Also have a plan. Look at the ATR stop loss that we have. Okay, let's look at MMS. As we have people coming in here. Okay, Hovid. Okay, Yeah, as you can see, it's fairly easy to use iVSAchart in here. Give it a try. People again got tests. Market also go lower. Every time you see tests, market must go higher. If it doesn't go higher, go lower. Let's look at MS 0113. Okay, let's look at it today. Okay, 0113, and yeah, market also go lower. And if this one go lower, so it's not so much of a SK Press. Okay, SK Press Let's see SK price. So why? Because iVSA is a forward-looking indicator in here. It actually tells you what likely to happen. It's not a lagging compared to the traditional indicator like MACD in here. You got line change in here. Best you can see is you can see SK. What I want to draw your attention in here, although we have some tests, you see here test market go lower, but you see in here it did go lower, but we want to see lower. It did not follow through, and then you got a line change. Here we didn't have any test. If the closest thing I would get guess is a test would probably be this bar in here. It doesn't qualify because the thickness of the body, the way we actually look at the body size in here, but the line change happened in here. So that was yesterday. Look at SK press. We might see a little bit of weakness. Let's look at SK press. Okay, interesting to see where it is today. What's the code for SK press? Oh, I think it's SK no resources. Yeah, is that the one? I gotta get a code. 7155. Okay, let's look at 7155. Okay, 7155. Yep, did go higher, close back lower in here, right? Still weakness, but you can see the low. Notice this low, okay, it's still higher than this low. But you notice the other one that you saw, the low is getting lower. So that means trends are turning down. That's the whole point of the iVSA chart in here, is to use, yep, thanks a lot, Jason, is to actually use iVSA to assist you, okay? No doubt, anything going up is going to be going to be weak about that. Okay, let's look at one more stock in here, and I'll probably call it the night for the iVSA chart clinic. If you're interested to listen more us on our webinar, to follow us, we have a very active group on our WhatsApp chat. Every day, sort of, we talk about stock pick, and someone is watching in here. And if you have any questions, just post it inside there. So it's good to be a paid iVSA user. Now remember, don't be penny wise, pound foolish. All right. So let's look at one more stocks before we go. Okay, any more stocks before we go? If we don't have any, then we'll call it the night, and I'm going to have a great dinner with my family, and then so you all too. And okay, yes, I want to answer SGB. Okay, let's look at SGB in here. I just want to share with you, today I was talking to one of my more famous analysts in the office. So I sort of introduced iVSA to him, but probably when we do our so-called, I won't disclose this very much, but a lot of interesting things will come up, because once you start to use iVSA, one of the very prominent analysts in town, you look at Kawan Food. Maybe I'll show you Kawan Food afterwards. Is it Kawan Food? Yeah, Kawan. Let's look at SGB first, okay? I'll talk more about this later, okay? This one's very interesting in here. We're going to be work as a smart money. What's the code? Can someone give me the code? This one very susah lah. Spring Valley. Yeah. Spring. Even code also I don't have lah. Spring. Yeah, I got Spring 7619. Yeah, this one don't change this one. Okay, this one you can see you got Spring in here holding up 65 cents in here. Normally want to see Spring, we want to see a lot of defending of this support here. Okay, you got line change, you got a little Spring in here. But what is great about here is a cluster of closes. Although I don't have any tests in here, but if you're well-trained eye, you can see this as probably a test we have confirmed in here. Because iVSA look at the mathematical solution. Here we have a test because we're able to compare the the trades in here. Of course, definitely looking in here, from a judge of it, you cannot break through the 65 cents in here, or do you have the stop loss in here? I would actually hold. Let's see where is Spring 71665 in here. That's my call actually. 7165. Yeah, okay. Yes, we did. The market gaps up lower, but did close back up higher in here. So you're seeing smart money are supporting. You can see these two tails that we have here. You can see the difference. Now we really want to see the difference with this a chart that has no indicator and a chart that have iVSA. You can see we have a spring in here. That seems to be supporting here. Okay, but that's what, and also it's sort of turned green. Don't chicken out yet. Okay, so those of you who is just listen to me, now look at Kawan fruit. You can see Kawan fruit how the market move higher. All right, with that I end the iVSA Friday chart clinic. I'll see you next Friday. And those of you who is our paid iVSA user, remember our Wednesday training every Wednesday from 8 to 8:45. That's a bit longer. For the public one, we make it a bit shorter. So just hope that you will try us out. With that, I bid you a good evening. This is Martin Wong signing off. Bye bye.